Did you know there's a way to save money at almost every museum in Tokyo? Stick around to the end of the video and you'll find out how. Hi, I'm Faye, and this is how I plan for Japan. Today's fundage has not changed, and so that I don't forget the word, Hakubutsukan is our word for today, which means museum, which is going to be our theme for today as well. Because today we're going to go through some of the weirder and more wonderful places in Japan's museum culture. Because Japan has a lot of things. But I thought we might start ourselves off with the only one that doesn't actually operate as a museum anymore because of Japan's temporarily closed culture. Because a lot of things in Japan are temporarily closed for decades, such as the K Museum. So, K Museum was originally part of a technical college and was designed by students there, and then was meant to be part of the World City Expo of '96, which was cancelled. Yes, I am just reading this as I go, but this was made a K Museum, which I'm assuming is Korea. No, it was utility styles of the Ariake district. Weird thing to have a museum for, but I can also kind of see these being outlet ports. But this has been shut down since 2001. It has been unused and untouched for that entire period of time, which is a travesty because this is a beautiful place. Like you could easily set up some form of indoor park or mall or like what do you call them? Like a marketplace style thing inside of this and just have all of that natural lighting hitting you. It'd be brilliant. Our second place, we're going to go there because I want to get it out of the way, is Yokohama Doll Museum. I don't like dolls. Dolls are creepy as shit. There is nothing about this that isn't weird, and their eyes constantly follow you. But this place has dolls from over 100 countries around the world, and over 10,000 doll and doll related things scattered around. If dolls are your thing, Yokohama Doll Museum, go check it out. I'm gonna get away from this now because it's creepy as shit. So next up is the quintessential Japanese museum experience, the Japanese Sword Museum. Because we know we're all weebs here, and we all know that every weeb has had a dream of owning a katana. In fact, a friend of mine in high school had some drunk kids coming around at an after formal party, and his dumbass thought, hey, I'm going to grab the fake katana from my room and charge out with it. Weebiest shit I've ever seen in my life. And everyone had to have a laugh at it because there's nothing much else you can do. But in Tokyo, there is a Japanese sword museum. They do go through the history and the culture of those swords. And honestly, there's a reason why Japan is the sword capital of the world. Like England has more swords. Let's be real. Japan's so much nicer. Not even just in the fact that they are folded over dozens of times, or at the very least, that's what culture has told me. But these are just beautiful. Every katana you see, every nagataka, I believe the smaller back blades were called, they're all just so immaculately made. And this one, I would happily go see. So we're actually going to chuck that onto our list, which is something we haven't really been doing very much lately. Wrap around. Don't be an asshole about it. Next up, we're going to go to the Nobuta Museum Waraze, which is celebrating paper mache float festivals. Well, a specific festival that was celebrated with paper mache floats. And this is, when I think paper mache, this is not what I think. This is paper lantern style paper sculptures. Paper mache is crude and mushed together and much more of a like primary school project. I know that there are, sorry, I shouldn't say I know. media that I have watched, this is much more of a, at the very least, high school endeavor, if not having professionals doing this for you, because these are stunning. I mean, come on, these are depicting full battles, and you can tell where the water starts. At least I assume that's meant to be water. You can see full katanas that look like katanas. It is amazing. Uh, I don't know where Aomori is, but this is also going on the list because that is stunning. We went through you. We went through you. Where's next? We're going to go to the fun one. Toto. This is Toto Toilet Museum. Yep, Japan has a toilet museum, which is not that surprising because Japan in the last 100 years has gone from floor toilets, which are still used in some places. I feel like a lot more like public toilet and more boonies public toilet, to bidets, which, before we go, I'm going to have to go to my friend's house and use theirs because I don't want to be that shell-shocked using the toilet going to a new country. Like, that's one place I would like to at least know what to expect. But yeah, I'm not going to be checking out the toilet museum. Mostly because I feel like it's not enough for a museum. Like, I would happily see a branch of a museum that was doing toilets through Japan's culture, or through Japan's history even, but I wouldn't just do a museum for toilets. Next up is the Ads Museum, which celebrates advertisements and, be real, probably a little bit of propaganda because that's what advertisements were for a little while. From hundreds of years by the looks of things, going back to the Edo period, 1603. So going back 400 years at this point. That's impressive as hell. Also, this is a bit too much of my history because my first computer ran hybridized on Windows 95 and DOS. This is taking me back a little bit too much. But I love the fact that they have something that's just like, yeah, nobody really thinks about the culture of advertisements. But advertisements make up and show so much about the culture of the place at the time. Because if you don't have the advertisements, then people aren't buying the things, and people will definitely buy the shit that's being advertised. I'm not going there, but it's a dope idea. And last but not least, Upapoi. Upapoi, I believe is how that's meant to be pronounced. The National Ainu Museum and Park. So, the easiest way for me to put this is in regards to another country. So, when you look at America, and it's weird that the Australians talking about America, you have your Native American tribes, and then you have, which would be comparable to most of the traditional people you see from Japan. Then you have the people from the north. So that would be, I'm guessing, Ainu. I could be wrong, and that could be a location, and I'm sorry if I am. Would be comparable to the Inuit people of northern Canada. These are the people that have had to deal with the cold climates. These are the Mongolians to China's rest of China. These are the people that dealt with the weather and came back stronger. They tamed big animals that they could take with them. I'm pretty sure that's a tame bear. I could be wrong. Yeah, there you go. Bear decoration. It takes some balls to not only kill a bear, but to kill a bear and then use it as a fucking decoration. Japan's indigenous people, you guys are metal as fuck. But I told you at the start of today that we would be looking into how to get to Japanese museums cheap. Also, we are putting this in the list because this is dope. All depends on where it is, of course. But if I can, I'm going there. So the way that we do things cheap is called the Gruto. Could be pronouncing that wrong, but hey, Tokyo Museum Gruto Pass. So it costs 2,500 yen, which is the equivalent of $25 Australian, or if I'm not mistaken, at the moment, about $18 US, somewhere around the 16 to 18 mark. And it gives you a discount on over 100 museums throughout. Oh, there you go, 103 museums and other facilities in the Tokyo area. If that works out to 25 yen discount each, that's still better than you would have been. If that's more than $2, more than 200 yen, then you're doing that in like 13 museums. You can do that in a couple of days because of how many of them there are scattered around. But if you want to get that discount, don't forget to head over to Tokyo Museum Gruto Pass, or you can see the link at the top, rekibon.or.jp/your-language/Gruto. You can buy it on site. And yeah, that'll do it for today. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I hope it was educational. It's been educational for me. But I've been Faye, you've been awesome, and I'll see you all tomorrow.